Hi all, this is the Focus Spender, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some of the side hustles and hacks that I used when I was getting rid of $65,000 worth of student loan debt. But first, if you're new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. My channel is all about getting out of debt, staying out of debt, increasing your personal net worth, and organizing your finances. Also, you can check out my website, www.focusspender.com, where I have different budget tools to help you organize your finances, cash flow tools, network tools, and all of my videos are located on my website as well. So let's get started. So a few weeks ago, I shared a video called How Dave Ramsey Kept Me in a Job That I Hated. And it was all about how I stayed in a job for about 2 years that I really hated just so that I could finish paying off my student loan debt. But before I got that job, there was about 6 different things that I did to help me accelerate my student loan payments. And today I'm going to be sharing with you what those 6 things were. So one of the things that I did, or the first thing I did, was I found a program that allowed me to tutor children. I got paid $20 an hour, and I worked about 3 to 6 hours a week, and I would go to homes of children. I had a student that was 5 years old. I had a student that was still in high school, and he was 19 years old. So it was a huge age range of students and subjects, and I got paid $20 an hour with this program. The program is now defunct, but it was something that allowed me to, you know, earn extra money while still giving back and feeling like I was being a productive member of society. And that side hustle, it took a lot out of me because I had to go to their homes. I had such a huge range in age of students, and I had to basically relearn everything before I went to their homes to help them with the curriculum. So like with the little kids, it was easy, but with the, you know, high school student trying to remember algebra and trigonometry, it was a lot more difficult. So I did that for about 1.5 years, and then once I started my new job, I stopped tutoring students. So the second thing I did was I became a poll worker. Not a dancer, but an election poll worker. So you know when you go to vote and you go to your polling site, and there's all these people there working, those people, for the most part, at least in the state of New York, are getting paid. They're not volunteers. And when I was a poll worker, I would get paid $200 per election to work at the polling site. Now, this was a long, grueling day. We had to be at the site no later than 6 a.m. and we were there until 9 p.m. with a 1-hour lunch break. And it was just like a lot. Like during a really big election, it was fine because it was so busy. I mean, you were really exhausted afterwards, but it was so busy that, you know, the day kind of just flew by. But like when it was a special election or a primary, the day dragged on, and it could just get to be torture. So what I did when I was a poll worker, I would use my vacation days. So I would take a day off from work, but it was a vacation day, so I was still getting paid, and then I would work for the polling site. And so I was getting my regular day job money, and I was getting the election poll site money. And I did that for about 2 years. I think I worked about 5 or 6 elections for the general election, primary, and special elections. The third thing I did was a gym membership hack. So I remember one time with my old job, we were renewing our benefits, and the benefits provider came in and they told us, you know, if you go to the gym 60 times or 50 times within 6 months, we'll pay you $200. And at first I thought that they would basically reimburse you for your gym membership up to $200. But what I realized was that they were just going to pay you $200. And I happen to have a membership that costs less than $200 every 6 months. I think it was $20 or $30 a month. And so basically I was gaining a profit from going to the gym. Now, one thing the lady said at this meeting was that she didn't care if we exercised. She just cared that we went to the gym. So at some point I wised up and I was like, you know what? I don't really have time to exercise this often. I don't have time to exercise this often. I'm just going to go swipe in. So for a while, I would literally just swipe in and leave. Sometimes I exercised, sometimes I didn't, but then I would file the report and I would get my $200 at the end of the 6 months. So I did that for quite a while. I think I did that the entire time I was at that job, and I was at that job for about 3.5 years. So I made it my business, made it my habit on my way home, whether I plan on exercising or not, to go in and swipe in. So the fourth thing I did was basically I took advantage of every single pre-tax opportunity that my job offered. So in states where people commute to work, there are commuter benefits. So in New York, you can buy your Metro card pre-tax, and by doing so, you are lowering your taxable income. So when you do the math, an unlimited Metro card right now I think costs about $121, which is a lot of money. So it's $121 a month. But if you buy it pre-tax, your paycheck only goes down about $60. So basically, instead of, you're still paying $121, but it only feels like you're paying $60. So once I realized that, I was like, whatever I can do to buy something pre-tax, I'm gonna do it. So besides my commuter benefits, I also funded a flexible spending account, and that is so that you can buy different health related items pre-tax. So I use that money to buy my glasses, to buy my contact lenses, and to pay for any co-pays that I may have that wasn't covered by my health insurance. So the fifth thing that I did was to use my tax refund money to help pay down my loan. So every year when I got my tax refunds, I would save about $250 to $500 for myself, and that money was gonna just went wherever I please. Like if I felt like buying one nonsense item, if I felt like buying 100 items, it didn't really matter. That $250 to $500 was for me to splurge on. And then the rest of that money I would take and I would just send it directly on to my student loan company. So the sixth thing I did was get a better job. So moving from the job that I had before the job that I hated, I think I got an increase of about $15,000, and then eventually got an additional increase of an additional $10,000. And honestly, that was like the key driver in paying off my loans. And it sounds weird to say, like, what if someone says, what should I do to pay off my loans quicker, particularly student loans? I'm gonna usually say, how much do you make? Can you make more money? Like, what is it that you can do to make more money? So it's not fair to say just get a better job, but sometimes you have to look and see, are you earning what you're supposed to be earning in your field? What skills are you lacking, or like what additional job experience do you need so that you can get that better paying job and start working on it? The last thing I did, the seventh thing I did, was I would just get temporary jobs. So I didn't do that too often, but a few times I worked at different like conventions, working as like front desk registration staff. So that was like a little boost. I didn't do it too often, and honestly, I would usually do it when one of my friends found the opportunity and was like, hey, do you want to do this as well? And I would say, of course, sure. So those are the things that I did that helped me boost my income and maximize my paycheck and stretch every single dollar out of my paycheck to help me pay off my $65,000 worth of student loan debt in a reasonable fashion. If you have any tips for people for different side hustles they can do to help them get out of debt quickly, definitely write it below. If you like this video, click like and share with your friends. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Focus Spender. Thanks. Bye-bye.